Okay, today we're going to be making a 2-egg omelet. Very easy. First you want to get your 2 eggs in a bowl ready to go with all your ingredients. I like to prepare my ingredients prior to. This is really an easy thing to do. You take your time and babysit the omelet. You're going to have a great omelet every time. So as we're preparing everything, get your pan ready to go. Set your temperature nice and low. You don't want to cook your omelet too fast. So while you're doing that, a little bit of butter. Now you don't have to use extra virgin olive oil. I like to add just a little bit for flavor. They usually add this so the butter doesn't burn. But our butter's not going to burn because the temperature is going to be so low. So while that's heating up, getting ready to cook our omelet, we're going to go ahead and whisk our eggs. It's going to make a nice fluffy light omelet. You don't need to whisk too much. Then we're going to add a little bit of fresh ground pepper. A little bit of salt. Then what we're going to do is add some of our ingredients prior to putting our omelet in the frying pan. So we'll add a little bit of cheese, a little bit of ham. You can add whatever you like. Here's a little bit of green onion and a little bit of green pepper. So you can add as much or as little ingredient as you want. You want to save some though for when you're finishing off your omelet in the frying pan to give it a nice little filling. So there, that's ready to go. Our temperature on the frying pan's heated up enough now that our butter and olive oil has melted nicely. You don't want your frying pan too hot because you don't want your omelet to cook too quickly. A lot of people turn up the burner too high and it cooks the egg too quickly. So now just once the butter starts to bubble, we'll put in our omelet mixture. Now from this point on, it's basically a babysitting game. You just want to sit here and watch your egg on the outside here. Once it starts to get a little bit opaque, a little bit firm, we're going to take our spatula. Again, this is at a low heat. We're going to take our spatula and start folding everything into the middle of the frying pan. Again, this gives you a nice light omelet, evenly cooked, without it getting overly brown. See, that's the thing too. If you have your temperature up too high, your omelet is going to be overly brown, and we don't want that. So now what I'm doing is I'm just taking my spatula and bringing the cooked egg into the center of the pan while tilting the pan. And by doing that, it's bringing all the uncooked egg off to the sides and underneath the cooked egg so that it can cook nice and even. You see how I'm bringing this over and then under? Nice low temperature. If you babysit this, you're going to have a perfect omelet each and every time. See, it's starting to firm up a lot more now. Tilting the pan, bringing the uncooked egg over. Now once you get to this point where most of the egg is cooked and you can't really bring any more uncooked egg underneath, what I do is I will just pull some of this uncooked egg over to the sides here like this, because you want all the egg to cook as well. You don't want to have any partially uncooked egg when you serve it. So here we are, just pulling this around. Again, the temperature on the oven is only at 3. But it doesn't take a lot of heat to cook an egg. Again, you can add an extra egg if you want a 3-egg omelet, or maybe just a 1-egg omelet. So now once we get to this point and we see that the egg is pretty much cooked all the way through, this is a good time to add our filling to the omelet. You can add however much you like. So I'm going to add some more cheese here. We're big on cheese in our family, so a little extra cheese. Some ham. You only want to add this to 1/2 of your omelet, right? Because you're going to be folding this over. A little bit of green onion. And a little bit of green pepper. So now you have it sitting here like this. The heat is going to melt the rest of the cheese that we just put in there while cooking the rest of the egg that's still liquefied on top. And in a moment, what we're going to do is we're going to fold this over, and you're going to see how nicely cooked the egg is. So now we're going to take this, fold it over, this point you can turn your heat pretty much right off and have your omelet sitting there. It's going to cook the rest of whatever egg is left uncooked, and it's going to continue melting the cheese and heating up the filling that you have inside there. And now what I like to do is to preheat a plate so that when I serve my omelet to my family or friends, it's going to be nice and hot when they dig into it. So here I have a preheated plate. I'm going to throw my omelet on there, and then I'm going to give a little garnish for looks. You don't have to do this, I'm just being fancy for the camera. And there you go, you have yourself a perfectly cooked omelet. Remember, the key is to prepare everything in advance, low heat, and babysit your egg. You'll have a perfect omelet every time.